getting rid of this particular piece of land would affect the laneway rights of the other individual or the other owner. And I think that those need to be considered as well, and I think happened by our staff to some degree, and it's been found that they're not in favor of this. Therefore, I agree with you. If he's using it the way he's using it, Bannock can certainly continue using it this way. But in the future, he may not have that luxury if that becomes something else, something more than it did currently. Thank you.
Any further discussion?
I just want to be clear. So I got a motion that says to Councillor Troshenko move to deny the request to sell this laneway to Mr. Bannock. So the extent of the motion is this.
Okay.
Yep, that's right.
Nothing else?
Nothing else is up.
Anybody's heard the motion? Ready to vote? Those in favor of the motion? Oh, sorry, you have another?
I just had a question. Would Mr. Bannock be informed that he's able to continue the usage that he currently has, or would that be?
Until such time.
He works with the community standard bylaw.
Okay, so he's in accordance with the existing bylaws.
Right, and we'll talk to him in due course to directly use it.
Okay. Sorry.
Any further discussion on this? Hearing none, those in favor of the motion? Carried unanimously. Moving on to item 2, request of council decision, motion to censure Councillor Myron Hayduck, supported by myself. Background meetings and numerous hours of discussion between Councillor Hayduck, Town Council, and Town Manager have failed to resolve or find a compromise regarding the issues that have arisen between Councillor Hayduck and the Town Council. At the January 9th, 2012 regular Town Council meeting, the following resolution was passed. I move that 1, Councillor Hayduck may engage in action, statements, and/or activities that are detrimental to the regular business operation of Town Council, and 2, that Councillor Hayduck may be in breach of the Town of Vegreville ethical guidelines of conduct for members of Council, and 3, that Councillor Hayduck may be in breach of the Municipal Government Act, specifically but not limited to Section 153, titled General Duty of Councillors, and 4, that the motion be prepared and placed on the agenda of a future meeting of Town Council with the censure of Councillor Hayduck. Members of Town Council present at this meeting were Mayor Coleman, Councillors Cooper, Hayduck, Costacari, Victoria Shanko, and Councillor Curley was absent. Municipal Council of the Town of Vegreville obtained legal advice confirming the inappropriate conduct of Councillor Hayduck and believes it is in the public interest to censure the inappropriate conduct of the Council. A municipally elected official is held to a higher standard in the community to ensure that they comply with provincial legislation and the Town of Vegreville laws, rules, and guidelines. As a result of many discussions with Town Council, some of the inappropriate conduct by Councillor Hayduck is identified below. Specifically, 1, Councillor Hayduck has made derogatory comments directed toward the Subdivision Development Appeal Board, SDAB, accusing the board of persecuting him during his appeals, specifically stating that a councillor on the board had undue influence on another member of the board, and further, that the board did not act in an unbiased and impartial manner regarding his appeal. 2, Councillor Hayduck has shown himself on several occasions to have a quick temper, issuing ultimatums, making accusations, and engaging in unprofessional conduct and demonstrating bullying and/or threatening behavior toward Town Council members and some town employees. Some examples of such conduct include Councillor Hayduck making statements such as, or similar to, the following. A, stated in the public council meeting to the council as a whole, you had better vote the way I want you to, or I'll quit. B, stated in a public council meeting to council as a whole, I am a man of my word, inferring that in the opinion of council having regard to the context of the discussion, the rest of council lacked such integrity. Stated in the public council meeting to council as a whole, I guess I'm guilty by association, inferring in the opinion of council, given context of council's discussion, but the rest of council was not honoring an alleged commitment. D, in response to a motion of council March 14, 2011, directing the mayor and chief administrative officer to meet with the county administrator's leave and county manager to deliver an important check. stating to council that you better make sure that the motion is airtight so that I can't find a loophole. Councillor Haydock's intention was that if the loophole was to be found, he would leave the county legal manager himself, contrary to the directions of council. And he stated in December 15, 2011, Vegreville News advertised it, when asked by the town why the town was enforcing its land use bylaw against his business, which had improperly constructed a structure, I feel town council and administration won't be out. In parentheses, that is of council. Number 3, Councillor Haydock failed to secure the required permits prior to having a building constructed and then continued to proceed with the construction regardless of what the laws or ethical guidelines were being broken, and despite both informal and formal notification from the town that the conduct was in contravention of the land use bylaw and the municipal government. 4, Councillor Haydock used his position as a councillor to add his personal item to an agenda of regular council meeting on September 12, 2011. Councillor Haydock misled council and administration by indicating that he had correspondence from a concerned citizen which needed to be addressed as an item of council meeting, as an item of the council meeting agenda, when in fact he had no correspondence and the item was of a personal nature. 5, Councillor Haydock, while serving as a member of the SDAB, passed along the decision of the board to an account prior to the notice of decision being sent out by the appropriate staff member in contravention with the proper channel of communication and process established by that board. 6, Councillor Haydock passed along information to the Vegreville Economic Development Board regarding the funding contribution for the Vegreville Primary Care Network, despite that funding motion had not yet been voted on or approved by council. 7, Councillor Haydock, when the numbered corporation of which he is the sole director and chairman was an appellant before the SDAB, attempted to obtain in advance a decision of the SDAB from a fellow councillor who was sitting on the board during the appeal. Councillor Haydock was or ought to have been aware that this is inappropriate, as he was also a member of the same board. 8, Councillor Haydock has on a number of occasions has made statements in the local newspaper that do not serve to preserve the integrity and impartiality of council. 9, Councillor Haydock is in a public council meeting referred to specific information that had only been previously discussed by council at an in-camera session in which he was required to keep confidential. 10, Councillor Haydock on October 5th, 2011 chose to remain in the meeting of council even after being personally advised by administration and cautioned by the mayor that he would be in a conflict of interest. And so, in doing so, Councillor Haydock failed to disclose and acknowledge pecuniary interest and failed to leave the room in which a discussion voted on that matter was being conducted, as required by the Municipal Government Act. 11, Councillor Haydock attempted to obtain information about the operation or administration of the municipality from some staff members other than the CAO, or a person designated by the CAO. As a result of these inquiries, he has put staff in an uncomfortable situation. 12, Councillor Haydock, since October 2010, has conducted himself in a manner that does not always consider the welfare and interests of the municipality as important. Resolution. I move the following. Councillor Haydock be hereby censured by the Municipal Council of the Town of Vegreville with inappropriate conduct as an elected municipal council of the Town of Vegreville for his actions, statements, and or activities that are 1, breach of Town of Vegreville ethical guidelines of conduct for the members of council, and 2, breach the Municipal Government Act, including but not necessarily limited to Section 153, General Fees of Council. And Councillor Haydock is further requested to publicly acknowledge his inappropriate conduct and to refrain from repeating such inappropriate conduct in the future discharge of his responsibilities as an elected municipal council of the Town of Vegreville. Motion is on the floor. Those in favor of the motion?
There's no, nothing that we can say about this, or?
No, we have to, we put a motion on the floor.
I believe that's what,
I
should be discussion. not voting.
To be discussed.
You have the motion on the floor.
Yeah, sorry,
Yes, it's discussion.
yeah, discussion. Sorry, that's, I don't normally make motions. Discussion. Councilor.
You want me to address each one of these things individually? Because part of the stuff in my belief is, whether you want to call it, I'll call it in plain sense bullshit, and take it how you want it. This here, item 1, Councillor Hayden made derogatory comments directed towards the subdivision and development appeal board. I stated it was my opinion. Yes, I sat on that board. And I know that council, the members of council, have great effect on the members at large. Line 2, I guess, or item 2. So myself on several occasions to be quick-tempered. Yes, I can't disagree with that. You know, issuing ultimatums. Okay, just the one on A. You better vote the way I want, or I will quit. I never said you better vote the way I want. I think the statement was that that's the way you're going to vote, or if that's what you're going to do. Yeah, I'll quit. I did say that, but I never said you don't vote the way I want. I'm referring this as I'm a man of my word, and I think you're pulling that from the joint council meeting of the county and the town. And actually, I guess most of you missed when I said that I'm a man of my word, and as far as I'm concerned that the town was counting money. I meant and representing, I guess, and I shouldn't have done that maybe, is saying that, you know what, if that's what the town said, then I believe the town will be good for it. But obviously, there was some miscommunication there. And also that refers to, and this I was told to a couple times, you're a man of your word. You said you're going to quit council if, basically putting it in your words, if I didn't get my way. And I stated that, this was at a meeting in Edmonton, that I thought it unfair for me to cost the taxpayer of this town $15,000 or $18,000 for the by-election. And not maybe in just this right order. I was told the money was not a big deal by a councillor and by our CEO. And I asked what length of time there would be to leave council without there having to be a by-election. I was told 18 months. And then I asked if I wanted my resignation in 18 months. Comment was made. He wanted to make that decision for you. There was also, I should just back up a little bit. One of the other councillors said to me, what about your responsibility to the people who elected you? I did think about that. And so like I said, when I asked if they wanted me to resign in 18 months or continue in my term, that's when the comment was made about he wants to make your decision for you. So I said at that time that I would not run for a member of this council, us 6 people here, again. And I'll keep my word to that unless something very drastic happens. And I did state, yes, that you're guilty by association, and I'm not going to deny saying that. And that goes back to the supposedly verbal agreement between the county and the town over the seed cleaning plant road. Let's see. Yeah, and I'll say yes, I was very disappointed in that decision, in the amount that we did give to the council, I mean to the county, sorry about that. Item E, basically on the, whatever, I don't know exact date, But yes, that was my feeling.